gotta do nothing. Bow, we on.
Wow.
Technology crazy, isn't it?
Yo.
I'm running the show all the way from over here. Got a whole new setup.
Wow.
We're trying to use a green screen right now. I don't know how well it actually looks. You know what, matter of fact, let me jump online real quick to check out this live.
Well, Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year's to everybody out there.
Welcome to the new decade.
Yeah, it's a whole new decade, whole new year. Man. But like everybody also say too, shouldn't have to. It does that every time.
Doesn't pick up where you are.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't have to wait for a new year to start fresh.
No, you see,
because technically, it literally is a whole nother day. Like it's just another day.
That's all it is. Like
time.
Take away the year. What year is it really?
Yeah, time to me is like, I mean, it's relative, but it's irrelative. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Word. Yeah, I like it. 5 Nights at Freddy mug, drinking my tea. That's how you know it's the morning time. They got a mug with some tea in it.
Not coffee.
Not tea, right. And it's like ginger chamomile tea. It's actually pretty good.
Yo, the one time I had chamomile, right, I met this guy. It was like a pyramid scheme, right? He was of some African descent.
Right.
He's like, want some tea? I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. This actually happened within a decade. So I'm sitting down. He brings over the tea. He was like, milk. And I'm like, who has milk to the tea?
You got to talk more in the microphone.
There we go.
Bro.
There we go.
You know the arm stretches. You can bring it all the way over here.
Ah, yeah. There we go. Fancy.
Yeah.
So, right?
You ain't got it.
So he pours the tea. I'm like, oh, what kind of milk is it? Goat milk. Now I can't turn this tea down because it's right in my possession. He poured the tea, and he's of African descent. Now that's gonna be a slap in his face. But let me tell you something. That was the best goddamn tea I had.
Bruh, every time I have something that's super good, it always comes from like a foreigner.
Always.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always something. Think about it. Maybe it's, and you know what's crazy too? I think sometimes like our food, they think is the best. Because my boy the one day was like, bruh, he's like, I literally made a sandwich out of an old pork chop. Like, he was like, I made this sandwich out of an old pork chop and some cheese and bread. He's like, that's all I had left in my house. He lived out in he lived in London.
Oh, okay.
His next door neighbor was from Paris.
Okay.
So he was like, I could walk outside. My neighbor was like, what are you eating? He was like, a pork chop sandwich. He's like, a pork chop sandwich. He was like, what? He was like, can I try it? He was like, my nigga, I swear to God, it was literally just pork chops and cheese and bread. Like, he's like, I think I might have put maybe some mayonnaise or something on it. And he was like, but I was broke. That's all I had. He's like, this man was like, this was the best sandwich he ever had in his life. He was like, what?
Did he even have pork chop over there?
No, they don't eat stuff like that over there.
Ah, see?
So
he done corrupted
him. Yeah, I'm about to say he done introduced a whole new demon to that man.
Yo, me with some was it fish and chips? No, yo, give me the pork chop sandwich.
Well, the stuff truck. But he was telling me about too. The stuff that they eat over there is actually kind of like, he was like bland. He was like, bro, like he's like, I went to like this one bazaar, like the bazaars are the outdoor.
Oh, okay.
Like farmers markets and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, I got this sandwich. He was like, it was literally a piece of toast, avocado, and dried fish. That was it. He was like, bruh. He was so mad. Worst sandwich I had in my fucking life. He was like, dog, he was so mad.
Wow, man. Could you imagine going to a whole other country that everyone dreams about going? Just go over to eat shitty food?
Yeah, that's my scariest thing.
Like,
is going over to getting shitty food. Or not knowing where to get the good food from.
Right. So, you know, those kind of spots always have, like, a hole in the wall. But, like, in Japan?
Yeah, we call them holes in the wall, but that's the spot that everybody go to.
Right.
And on top of that, they, you gotta go where the locals eat. Like, don't go to the spots where the tourists go. Yeah, you gotta, like, go where the locals go. Yeah. I do know that. I've been writing my traveling rules down since I was like, I want to travel.
Hey, are you from around here? No, I'm a tourist. All right, next.
Right.
Are you from around here? I know in Japan, they're the only country that have all you can eat KFC. Like, KFC is like the biggest, like one of the biggest fast food joints there.
Why are you out of? Oh, because you leaning back.
Yeah,
sit up.
Comfortable.
Now you back in frame. I don't know what's happening here.
I don't know what happened. There we go. But
Anyway, back to the
This topic
the
of
topic at hand.
So first and foremost, the marathon continues. Nipsey never got to see a new decade.
There was a lot that happened in this last decade.
It really was. So let's start back in 2009. Let's go back to the Baltimore club scene.
Let's take it back, way back in the time.
Yo, I hated that scene.
The Baltimore club scene.
Oh my God! Just walking through the hallway, everyone trying to do the, whatever this was, the machine gun.
Yeah,
I'm away, man. Let me just get to class. Even though I'm not going to do anything in that class. Now he's just clogging the hall space.
See, 2009.
The big jerseys, the white tees, the baggy shorts, the Air Forces was still hot back then. The iPhone was still popping. AT&T.
Yeah, that was the only service carrier you can get it on.
And that was the worst because you couldn't get insurance. That thing broke you out.
And on top of that, you couldn't talk on the phone and be on the internet at the same time.
My man, we should have saw it back then. They literally came with the iPhone, what, 3 or whatever.
They just called it the iPhone 3G.
And it was the iPhone 3G was the fastest because 3G was the shit. But
yeah, now we got 5G.
But back then, it was coming out with 2 phones a year. People
was pissed.
Yep.
A lot of good music dropped over the last decade.
Zoom from Microsoft tried to compete with the iPod.
That was horrible. It never made it past its release.
Well, it was literally like a brick in your pocket.
It was horrible.
But it had more memory too.
That's where they tried to get people at.
Yep.
But it didn't work as good as the iPod at all.
Yeah, because iTunes was still new.
Well, think about it. If you think about it, I mean, even now, iPods kind of just dominated that market.
They did, and then they started putting on it.
Because you get MP3 players now, people are like, "The fuck is this?"
Yeah, the phone object. I remember because I wanted an MP3, so I went to Happy Harris, got mine for $20. I was hyped. I can only add 6 songs to it. That's it.
So what's the use of having it?
Right. I was pissed. And then he came out with the iPhone 4.
Yo, I remember the iPhone came out, people was like, that was an exclusive group.
That really was.
When iPhones first came out, that was an exclusive group.
He knew who had money and who was poor.
Yeah, because them shits were expensive, and they had to be on AT&T.
Yup, so, and AT&T was definitely pricey.
AT&T's one of the highest fucking...
Bruh, I was young and dumb back then, so I was like, you know what, let me try to hop on the iPhone wave, right? So I go to the store. I'm like 18 at this point, 18, 19, no credit. I'm like, hey, what would it take for me to get an iPhone, right? Guy was like, all right, let me run you credit, blah, blah, blah. He was like, all right, so here's the deal. You can do it. You're going to have to put a $500 deposit. What?
So let me tell you.
You know what I mean? Yo, times has changed.
2010.
And I don't check your credit.
See, 2010. So 2011. 2011, I got my first real carrier cell phone service. I walked in the Radio Shack. My buddy Sam. You remember Sam?
Oh, yeah, Sam. What up, Sam?
Sam was working in there. He was like, get a phone. I was like, bro, I can't get a phone right now. I'm like, my credit is fucked. He was like, no, he's like, I just need to run so many a day to keep a quota. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I already knew that shit was going to come back fucked up. All right, cool. Verizon. That shit came back and said I can get 2 lines, no deposit. I said, I'll be back tomorrow for the iPhone.
Yo, I had
the iPhone 4.
Yeah, see, I got an iPhone on Sprint in November, and that was the iPhone. Yeah, iPhone 4 was white. I remember it was around the time Rick Ross and I think Lil Wayne dropped 8 Ball, and I was hyped. I was like, yo, as soon as I get an iPhone, I'm putting this line. I'm selling dope straight off the iPhone. That's my first tweet.
That's the first tweet.
On my iPhone.
No, I got that iPhone. You couldn't tell me shit.
Nah, yo, if your joint wasn't blue, yeah, I couldn't fuck with you.
Yo, I swear to God, I got my first iPhone. Then I tried to switch over. Remember, the notes got real big.
Yeah. The note was like a better
So
phone.
then I went from a 4, then I had a 5, and then they did the 5S.
Yeah.
So when they dropped the 5S, I traded my 5 back in.
You got the 5S?
No, and got the Note 3 or 4. It was either the Note 3 or 4.
Okay.
And then I was like, man, this is awesome. So then I strayed away from iPhone. I didn't get the 6. I don't think I went back to iPhone until the 7.
Yeah. Okay.
I skipped this whole 6th generation because I had the tablet. Or I had the Note.
Right.
So then they came out with the Note 7. Remember, they skipped.
Right. No, he came out with Note 5. It was a Note 5, and then he went to 7. He skipped 6.
They skipped 6. So I had grabbed the Note 7, and I was like, yo, these shits is blowing up.
Like blowing up literally, right?
Yeah, remember the phones were blowing up. So I was like, so then they called me and was like, yo, you have to send your phone back in. We got to test it, make sure you didn't get one of the defective ones. Okay, whatever. Take my phone to Verizon, send it back in. They sent me a brand new one. Right now, the new ones that come out have something put in the battery that if it starts to get hot, it'll turn the phone off. Right? I could have lived with that. Then they're like, no, that's not good enough. We need those phones back again. I'm like,
I remember that, yeah.
So I had to send my phone back in like 3 times. So, I was finally like, F it. I just went back to iPhone.
Right, yeah.
I was like, so Samsung turned me off to the whole Android movement.
Yeah.
I just went back to iPhone. And I went back to iPhone at the 8.
All right, so I had a Note 4, which was probably one of the better notes before this whole symbiotic. Like even the Note 5 was trash.
Mm-hmm.
But so I had an iPhone 4 back on Sprint. Then I went to Verizon because Sprint service sucked.
Right.
So I traded in my iPhone 4 for the 5. Loved the 5. It had the longer screen, the longer body.
Right.
Then I went from 5 to. No, I went from a 5 to a Note 4. That's what it was, and then from a 4 to a 6.
Okay.
The 6, I think, was the leap that really saved Apple. Around that time, Android was coming up.
Right.
But 6 was great because it was flush, it was thin, but then it came, the phone was breaking. So I went from a 6 to, holy shit, I went from a 6 to a 10.
Damn, you jump like 3 generations.
Yeah. I told myself, I like the 6 because the 7 had the, didn't have the 2 cameras in the back. Is that when that started?
Yo, my man Sue said when cell phone cases went on a belt.
Yo, facts.
Yo, first off, yes, Brandon. I do remember when we had the sidekicks back in the day.
But that was more like 2004.
Yeah, that was 2000 because I was still in college. So it was at least 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
But the sidekicks were dope-ass phones, and I keep seeing that they keep talking about they might bring them back out. I swear, if they did, I might go back to Android because it's going to be an Android-based phone.
But how would he keep it the same function? Because kick up.
Well, I needed to kick up or slide up.
That's what I'm saying. Because typing on the screen is fun, but the buttons was where it was at.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I needed to do the whole, and I needed to when I open it still make that fucking swoosh sound. Like
yeah.
Like I need all that nostalgic fucking feeling when it comes to that.
10 years ago, Facebook was still new.
10 years ago, Facebook was still new. You had to be in college. You had to have a student ID to get on Facebook when it first came out.
Right.
But when did Facebook came out? 2004?
Like 2004, and up until like 2006, it was kind of exclusive for college kids.
Right.
And then it kind of broke the mold, and then that's when like a lot of the
So like we would consider like the blow up of Facebook part of the past decade, huh?
Uh-huh. And the fall of MySpace.
The fall of MySpace. The blow up of Facebook and the fall of MySpace.
Damn, that's a dope title. But peep it. No better feeling getting home from school and seeing a new message on MySpace.
Yo, first off, I feel like we go back to MySpace all the time. Like I feel like every podcast that I do, MySpace somehow gets thrown in there one way or another. Like the last one I did with Cherry, and I was like, you top 8? Like you were doing MySpace?
I had to go to like 32.
Obviously, we miss MySpace.
You really do, yo. You can come. Yo, that was the first thing that everyone learned how to code.
You know the funny thing about you just said it. Everybody learned how to code.
Yep.
We were coders. We were site builders.
Yep.
Nobody knew it though. No. Nobody knew that we were developing these skills like on a social media platform that could potentially have made us great money in the long run.
Yo, MySpace,
we just wanted our shit to look good.
Yeah.
How did you get that song on your background?
I can't find that song anywhere. Remember when people tried to be gangbangers because they had the Crips, the glitter joints?
Yo, yes. Shit was funny as hell, yo.
They had the little Bratz joints too.
Oh man, it's funny.
And then you knew who was dating and who broke up if they fall from number 1.
Yes.
Like okay, cool.
I think what had happened was, yes, I did see they're bringing back out the Razor. Yes, and I think that's going to be dope because the Razor was
that was ahead of its time.
Yes, the Razor was a great phone from Motorola.
And the crazy thing is, though, we're going back before apps. So think about it. All we was doing is texting and calling on the radio.
And we were texting with fucking T9.
T9. Yo, we survived.
Triple taps.
Yo, we really survived, yo, for real.
Triple taps, yo.
Yo, that was crazy. You trying to break up with your girl, you got, know what I mean?
You got to take her out the top number one. She got to go back to like the 16th spot because y'all might still be kind of cool. But then see, I think where MySpace started to fall off as well, when they started introducing, people was like, nah, it fucking got 20 people to pick now. Right. Like when they started doing like, when you could pick higher numbers for your top or whatever, like I want to pick fucking 8 was cool.
Yeah, 10 max.
And I loved how nobody never took Tom out of their top 8. Like we appreciated that guy.
Yeah, Tom was the man. And Tom never changed his whole
We appreciated that guy. What's up, babe? Food. Onions. Do you eat onions?
I do. Thank you. Tom was great. Tom never changed his profile. Matter of fact, you never heard about a sexual conduct with Tom, and Tom could got any chick he wanted because he built MySpace.
Yeah, you never heard anything go wrong with Tom.
Is Tom even real?
Yes, he is. He actually travels the world now taking photos.
Wow. Tom
I think I follow him on Instagram.
My man Tom. In this decade, I just want to thank you.
I think I follow him on Instagram. No lie, bro.
Tom is real. Because, I mean, even in MySpace, Tom never, like, he always had like a fake generated picture of him like looking back, like, ooh, look at me.
Right.
But
that shit funny.
Man, that was a great time to be alive.
I think a lot of good music also came out in the last decade because we got Kanye's My Dark and Twisted Fantasy.
Okay. We talking about albums now.
Yeah, now I'm jumping to music.
All right.
Switch the game up. Wicked.
So boom, 2018 easily victory lap Nipsey Hussle. It goes that, then Daytona in my book. If Daytona was longer, I would say it would have been neck and neck.
Well, it's crazy too. I was never really like a huge Nipsey fan. I like songs that he did. I was never like a huge fan. I'm not a big West Coast rapper fan, so it has nothing to do with like his talent. Right. I'm not a big fan of that sound. Right. So, but then he came out with a couple of tracks that I did like, and then it sucked because like when he passed away, I feel like everybody just jumped on that bandwagon.
He really did, but he came out I think in 2007, and off of MySpace, that's how I found out about Nip because a lot of new artists would put this stuff on MySpace and stuff like that. But victory lap for 18. 17 would probably have been Chris Brown's Heartbreak on a full moon. Because that was around the time he came out at that long double album.
Yo, yes.
And that was like the first of its kind.
The 48 track, John.
I think it was like 48, yeah.
I still have never made it through that entire album.
Not 1 through 48. Nope. Then he had the nerve to come out with another double disc.
Yo, I have not made it through that entire album. I feel like streaming too, also in the last decade, has took over everything.
And it goes back to MySpace. Because remember they had like the numbers, how many times it was played and stuff like that.
Well, now you can still get into MySpace, but it's literally for musicians.
But like, who goes to MySpace for music now? Because you know who owns it, Justin Timberlake. So in the last decade, we found out Timberlake cries me a river, right?
Right.
Buys MySpace, get the hottest chick from Seven Heaven, cheats on her.
Wait, he cheated on Jessica Biel?
He did in the last decade.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm sad now because I liked her and I like him.
Yeah, he disappointed all of us.
Well, Robin Thicke cheated on fucking Paula Patton.
Which I don't understand. How,
I don't.
Like, he looked like a big-ass teddy bear.
Like, nigga, why? It was Paula Patton.
Dog. He fucked up this decade for real.
Fucked up.
Not only did he fuck up, by the time he fucked up, he went to court for Blur Lines. Clearly, his vision was definitely Blur.
Yeah, because they said he stole that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was a lot that happened this decade. And I like kind of going back and talking about the past decade or like couple years because there's so much you could just throw out there. Like, did you remember when that? Do you remember when it's like?
Yo.
What else happened?
I mean, you have to bring down the mood, but like the Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
Ferguson. I think Ferguson was 2012, 2011, 2012. The Sandy Hook shooting.
Which I still don't believe that happened.
Yeah, me neither. But that's a whole different
subject.
But a lot of unity too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I honestly think like in the past decade, the crazy thing is I think racism is at an all-time low. But because we have social media,
is at all-time high.
It looks like it's way higher than what it actually is.
All right, so
because now you have like you know, before you only had like certain groups, like this group was over here, this group was over there,
Right.
but nobody really said anything because they were just talking to certain
people, yeah.
right.
But now you
but
can
now,
put your thoughts on the internet.
right, on the internet, and the internet's forever.
Right.
And it's a mass, excuse me, it's a mass,
audience.
yeah, it's a mass market. So,
Which I mean, I haven't dealt with any higher or any lower form of racism in the last decade, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
yeah, like it plateaued.
Yeah.
Like, it's just smooth.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like, people were more open about it because of social media. So, like, all right,
Yeah, I think
I'm in Delaware. Some dude in Florida feels the same way as me. I can connect with him.
well, yeah, I definitely think it makes it easier,
right?
Because you're behind the keyboard.
Right.
Technically, if you never put a name next to it, nobody would never know who you was.
Exactly.
So it looks like, and those are the stuff, but that's the stuff that gets shared more.
Right.
So it looks. That's what I'm saying.
Bad, yeah.
That's why it looks bigger than what it actually is.
You know what else is crazy though? I mean, it's double-edged sword here, but like cyberbullying and suicide.
Well, here's the thing about cyberbullying.
Hold on. We as a generation, right, grew up with bullying. Not saying that is right. We grew up, especially when the internet was new with MySpace and everything else. We was all cyberbullied. But I think now, because society has shifted from a reality to a fake reality, it's becoming more. We're becoming more disconnected with our own selves beliefs.
Yeah, the last decade has definitely, to me, breeded way more followers
and emotionally unstable people.
Yeah, because they have that need to be just fitting in everywhere.
Validated.
Like the likes is the new dopamine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like before, like, all right, cool, I can go outside with some busty behind sneakers and keep it moving and still pick up a chick. But because Instagram, she's over here taking a flick, boom, and I walk by, oh, look, his dirty shoes. Well, I got bills now.
Yeah, I got a whole fucking life.
Yeah.
Like, I got responsibilities and shit to take care of. So
I can't look good for the gram.
But, and it's crazy because, what was that show that I seen?
Like a reality show?
It was like a reality show. I think it was on Viceland.
Okay.
And it was all these people who were trying to like make it big on social media.
Oh, so like a influencer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were trying to be like influencers or whatever. So
wait, hold that thought. But isn't it crazy how growing up, your parents always told you about following the influencer? Like, if your friend jump off a bridge, would you do it too?
Right, and you're like, no.
Growing up in a society where all we praise is the influencer.
Yeah, it's complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're wearing it, so I got to wear it.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, it literally came 360.
Yeah. Crazy how history kind of repeats itself.
Well, that's all the time. History always repeats itself.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you look at trends, what's big now? Jordans.
Retros. And it's crazy
retro.
You actually call them retros.
Right. Like retro is big right now.
I mean, same thing with Champion. Couldn't tell me nothing as a kid growing up. Champion was the poor man's outfit. Right?
You got Champion when you couldn't get Nike.
From Kmart.
Or Reebok.
Right.
Or like, yeah.
Adidas. Oh, you got Champions on? Now,
a goddamn Champion sweatshirt is $60 fucking.
Bro, tell me about it, man. I'm like, I couldn't afford it back then. What makes you think I can afford it now?
I'm like, God damn. And it's like, it's not even anything different.
No.
It's the same
material.
Little ass seat on the fucking chest.
You know what I mean?
And that's how they come back and they slap you twice. Twice.
Yep. Actually, probably more like triple.
True, because now the price is higher.
Right.
So back then, that same $20 hoodie or $20 sweatshirt is now $60.
And let's talk about that for a minute, like how the dollar bill. I mean, I know
the value of it.
Yeah.
Right. How do you judge how much the value of a dollar is? Like, how come my dollar isn't worth $1?
Right. Because they don't go by gold anymore. They go by he say. But what I'm saying is, in the last decade, it's crazy how we couldn't wait to get a job working minimum wage. Right?
Yo, listen.
$7.50. My first job was 2007 at Happy Harris. I was making like $6.75. I was hyped. You know what I mean? Couldn't tell me nothing. Then I moved up from 6 to 7 because we got bought up by Walgreens. I was
Right.
like, then, all right, cool. 2 hours make $14. Right?
I still be calling that shit Happy Harry's.
All day. You can't tell me nothing.
People look at me crazy like, what? I'm like, a Happy Harry's.
Yeah.
First off, it hasn't been Walgreens that long.
Happy Harry's my whole life. Matter of fact, I had to go to it's crazy how things go for a full circle. So I had to get trained by Happy Harry's Corporation.
Right.
And it was right across the street from UPS off of Ruthor Drive.
Oh, yeah.
Where that
right.
school is.
No.
Yep. Within the last decade, I saw my future. And crazy in the same sentence, in the last decade, me and Katie briefly dated in 2009. And within a decade, we got back together and had 3 kids.
3 kids. Yeah, a lot can happen in a decade. 10 years is a long time. I'm just glad that a lot of us did get to make it to the new decade to see 2020.
Right.
Because, and you know what's crazy too? Like we were talking earlier, like with the whole Trayvon Martin shit and Sandra Bland and all that. I think it's way worse because we are on social media. Because now here's my thing when it comes to this stuff. If you know you're being recorded, which most people pull out a camera now.
Right. It's in our pockets.
Right. So before they help you. So you know, and especially if you see people around, you know there's people recording.
Right.
Why is it still happening? I don't these people just genuinely don't give no fucks.
I think it comes down to what kind of image. Like if boom, put it this way. It's like if I'm going this far, I might as well go all the way. They already see me, so why stop now?
I think
But in the same sense,
because you think a lot of them do it for like maybe that 15 minutes of fucking internet fame?
Yeah, we live in a society that praises bad people. You know what I mean? No matter if someone kills somebody, someone like robs a bank, at some point, a certain clique is going to pick them up and endorse them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, shoot, I mean, the guy who, I think the guy who killed Sandra, one of the cops or whatever, people raised over $1 million for him. He still don't have a job. He moved out of state.
Right.
So.
He won, technically.
Right.
Which is crazy to think about it that way.
Right. So
but in this decade, we definitely have started glorifying the fucking.
Right. We glorify like anybody who has morals and actually doing things differently get laughed at.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally 10 years ago, it was the opposite.
How did we get on this? Oh, because you brought the mood down. We were talking about happy shit.
Yeah, we were talking about happy shit, but now I moved on from happy shit.
We're not starting off 2020 to this.
20. All right, let's talk about this. Resolutions.
I hate resolutions.
Do you think more people are going to stay away from resolution and just do? Matter of fact, all right, better question. You think more people in 2020 going to keep their head down and just work? Or you think more people are going to want to be validated about what they're saying they're going to do in 2020?
Good question. Now,
because me personally, I haven't seen anybody on any of my platforms thus far talk about a resolution.
Mom tried to come at us, by the way. She said, "Look at you two sounding smart."
Wow, Mom, change your picture. That's literally a decade old.
Get off our live, Yolanda.
Go take a nap.
She tried to come at us. So, yeah, no, I think the whole validation thing is probably even going to go higher because now people are going to use validations to justify what the wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, you only did it. I need to get this money. Since I'm an online person, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the more shit is going. I think a lot of lines are going to get fucking blurred.
I think so. I think especially with like people trying to be healthy,
right?
Like just do it. You know, everyone's cheering you on, but I think what some people try to do is talk about the resolution from like a mental state and be like, all right, I'm gonna do this. So they start telling people, and then once you get discouraged because nobody's really cheering them on every time they post a picture.
Right. Yeah. And I think, yes,
You know what
I
I mean?
feel like that kills a lot of people's ambitions. Like once they, because like we talked about this before, we were such in a now area. We need that instant gratification. The last decade has literally bred instant gratifiers. Yeah. Like you need that. If I can't feel good about what I'm doing right now,
I don't want to do it.
Fuck it. If it's not right now, kill it all. Kill the noise. We don't.
Because we even go like, oh, man, I got 40 likes in 5 minutes.
Right.
Like, damn, I got 100 views in 3 minutes.
In 3 minutes, right.
Right.
You always got to put a time stamp on something.
Right.
A time frame, I should say. Yeah, because I do it too.
Right. I mean, we all do it.
I'd be like, yo, I got 1,100 views in 2 days.
Right.
Like, you know what
boom.
I'm saying? Like, damn. And honestly, the way we're saying it is you're trying to measure how good you are based on a specific amount of time.
Yep. Like, yo, it took you a year to get that business off the ground, man.
Right.
It took me 6 months.
6 months, right. Like, it's always a competition.
Yeah.
Always a competition. That's been the internet the past decade.
It really has. It's crazy how we went from a face-to-face culture to a behind-the-screen culture in less than 10 years.
Right.
You know, the better the phone's gotten, the less disconnect we gotten.
Facts. I got all these comments keep popping up, right? But I'm like live on like 4 different things right now.
Boom.
So if I don't get to your comments, I'm still working on this setup. So the computer now is all the way over there, right? Along with the mixer board and everything else. Keep the table space clear. And I can't see. I use a program called Restream, so y'all can see me everywhere. I can stream to multiple platforms at one time, which is amazing. Technology is great. Technology in the last decade has been fucking bananas.
Phenomenal.
Bananas.
Like, think about it. Like, now we can literally send an instant video in seconds. Before, you know, the screen was really small.
Mute that.
Oh, is it mute?
Hit the what you call?
There we go. I got it.
All right.
Boom. You can FaceTime from across the world.
Across the world.
You know, remember when what's that one? Uvo.
Uvu. Where you do like the 8 screens at one time. Yeah.
Right. And then there was another one that
they was one of the first ones to let you be able to do that, but they were shitty.
Right. Skype actually tested the times.
Yeah, Skype tried it.
And there was another one. Like you build this code. It was almost like a pre-date Twitch and like streaming.
It was a streaming service.
Yeah, I forget what it was called, but a lot of people started to do it from around 2011.
Well, Justin TV. Remember Justin TV? Justin.tv?
No.
It's Twitch now.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So that's insane. Like it went from like he tried to like redo it was almost like a fake me out YouTube.
Gotcha.
And it didn't work, so then he rebranded it and made it Twitch, and now it's one of the biggest fucking streaming services ever.
Let's talk about that real quick, right? In the last decade, we've seen people get laughed at
for playing video games. Now they're making millions.
Bro, a 16-year-old made $3 million, bro.
Fuck that. Did you hear about the guy that won the Fortnite tournament? I think that nigga got like 15 mil.
Bro.
He was 15.
These kids are making more than teachers. like literally, teachers nowadays can't go to that stupid comeback. Oh, well, if you don't do this, you're not going to get a good job. Bitch, I play video games.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Like, this is all I do.
Yeah, it don't matter no more. You don't. Technology is so crazy in the last 10 years that it don't matter how you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, the thing about that, you know, colleges now are giving scholarships for these gamers.
I'm trying to figure out which
gamer?
No, I'm trying to figure out which all the comments are coming through.
Oh, wait.
I can see them.
But, I mean, it's crazy because video games, bro. You're already an instant millionaire. So now when you see a kid playing a video game for 12 hours a day, do you take him off the screen? Because he could be the key.
He could be the bread and butter.
You know what I mean?
He could.
Like he really could be.
He could start a whole career, and it's crazy because if you think about how many streamers are out there and how many is actually making money off of it,
right? Like livable income. I'm not talking about like
even the people that you don't hear about,
bro. I know I got a buddy who probably make a couple thousand a month now
off of streaming.
Just off of streaming, and the crazy part is people send him stuff.
Yes,
like that's the crazy part. All you gotta do is post a link. Yo, I need a new green screen. Boom, hit $85. Go buy that.
First off, I said, all right, man, I got the podcast to back up and running. I was like, but I really need this microphone. People just started cash apping me money.
And that's okay. So let's talk.
I was like, oh my God, thank you.
That's another good thing about technology too, and the era we're in, because a lot of people don't want to go out there and view things.
Right. Like I said, again, instant gratification.
Boom, I'm in there. But it's crazy. I try to stream, but like you got to have that type of charisma.
You have to be able to talk and game at the same time.
Right. I can't
talk and game at the same time. No. I game and curse.
Right. People like, oh man, the background's really beautiful. Oh my gosh, here come the guy. Let me use up, right, down, left, B. What?
Just right. They'd be like, all right, game, what we're gonna go ahead and do is gonna kick through the door, boom, then gonna be a bow. I'd be like this. All right, man, I hope nobody's around. Fuck.
Yo.
That would be my stream. They'd be like, bro, we watch him for literally the comedic relief.
Yo, the crazy thing is, though, I get so sidetracked, especially like open world games. I'm like, all right, because they be like, all right, yo, we're going to do this mission.
I never stick to the mission.
Bro, I have yet to beat Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto, because I've been doing side missions for years.
Bro, let me tell you how I used to play Skyrim. I came home one night. Was like, yeah, man, let me jump on this game. Started playing Skyrim. I didn't do anything. I rode across the land on a horse for an hour. Like,
you know what I mean?
But by the time that was over, I was like, I don't feel like playing no more. The game is so goddamn big. You get curious. I get curious. I'm like, what's over here?
Yeah. Oh no. Yo, it's crazy because like 10 years ago, we were still playing PS3 drop. That was the biggest thing in Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And that was around the time when they was talking about like $60 games, bro.
And everybody said, I'm not paying $60 for no game.
Yo,
now I'm like, it's only $60.
Yo, remember when the special edition used to be a special edition?
Yeah, that just like when remixes actually used to be remixes.
Yeah, remix now just throwing on something now.
Yeah.
Before remixes, you have a whole different beat.
Yes.
A whole different beat.
It was a whole different song.
Yeah, you're like, oh, man.
The closest thing to the song was they incorporated the name of the song in a hook somewhere.
Yup.
That was it.
Yo, think about it. BET After Dark. You ain't got to do that no more.
We don't have that. We don't have anything.
Nah. When MTV used to show music videos.
If you didn't know, but BET got bought out by the guy who owns MTV. That's why all the shows on there look all the same and everything. That's why I don't watch BET anymore.
You know, BET literally tried to come out with BET Plus.
Yeah, what happened with that?
Probably flopped. I mean, what shows is on there?
I think they were doing a lot of the older black shows, like the Wayans Brothers and shit like that. Martin.
That's not. I mean, Martin alone don't justify me paying you money. I could just go out and buy the DVD set and be done with it.
Facts.
Remember FYE used to be the
There's a FYE
in the Concord Mall.
First off, didn't know that, but there's a FYE in Franklin Mills Mall.
Is there?
Yeah, dog. I went in there to go buy a Christmas gift or whatever, and I'm walking around the mall, and then all of a sudden I walk by FYE. I said, "Shut up." They still had CDs and records, and I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
But the crazy part is, I didn't realize how much I'm straying away from physical copies of things.
Right.
So I didn't realize that the only CD drive that I had in my house was on my PlayStation. Everything else is digital. Like,
yeah. That's crazy because that was the thing. Going to the store,
right.
hold the CD.
Hold the CD
case.
I mean, my Xbox is all digital. Can't use a disc at all. Doesn't even have a slot for it.
I remember years ago, they were talking about Best Buy possibly not stop selling discs. And everybody was like, for what? I like going to the store and buying the disc, but then everything became so digital.
Right.
And that's the thing. That's the crazy thing is, how we went away from these physical copies and not being caught up in the iCloud.
I still don't understand the iCloud.
Like, where's this cloud at?
And on top of that, why, if it's in my iCloud, is it still taking up space on my phone?
Bruh,
I don't understand. I don't understand this.
I don't understand it either. Like, we're in 2020. Shouldn't that? I was thinking about that the other day.
Second and Charles at Christian is a. I lose so much money when I go in that store. I love Second and Charles is like stepping into a time bubble.
It really is. That's literally like a vault, open vault. You can go in there and find Nintendo NESs.
Not only can and I was telling somebody this the other day. Not only can you go in Second and Charles and get retro game systems, but they have the games.
Yeah, they have the games too. You can go back and get Atari
with the games. I'm about to go. I want to go get a Dreamcast, but the only problem is these new TVs. You can't hook up the older systems to them because it'll mess with you. You got to get the thing. So that's the only reason yet I haven't bought. But they have. They got Gamecast, GameCube, Nintendo 64, regular NES, Super NES, Atari. Shit, I think they even had like a little Galactica joint in there the one time I went in. I was like the little like tabletop roller. Yeah, I'm like, where y'all getting this stuff from?
Yo, and it's crazy because think about it, we used to have friends. Like, yo, come over. Hop on a game with me.
Bruh, I know this is not part of the past decade, but I just want to talk about how crazy that online gaming went. Right, so we went from. You remember they had Sega. Remember they had Sega TV.
Pause. PlayStation had an online joint too. PlayStation 2.
Yes,
for Madden only. It was like for
right, and it had you had to have DSL.
Yep.
But it was still a phone line.
Yep.
So they used to have what was called Sega TV. It was literally a box that you plugged into the top of your Sega that hooked into your cable thing, and technically you streamed video games.
Oh snap! I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was insane.
It
was a subscription. You added it to your cable bill, right? So then they had stuff like Dreamcast. Remember we used to play 2K on Dreamcast.
And you got to use the two right triggers to kind of line up the freeze.
Yep. So then Dreamcast was way ahead of its time.
Pause. Sega was ahead of its time.
Yeah, if Sega would have just kind of like pumped the brakes a little bit,
they would still be here, bro.
Yes, they was too far ahead of their time.
Bro, that's how we found out about the Xbox. Dude, Sega Saturn was online.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So like look at the progression on how we even came with like streaming for video games. Now my PlayStation's in a whole nother room and my cable box is in a whole nother room and I can stream at the highest level.
Right. And
without glitching.
Higher. Which is
and
crazy.
And have people, like you said, send you money. It's getting crazy out here. I don't know what this technology's heading. I don't know where technology's heading. I hope music starts to pick back up. I really hope we can get past like this old like cop killing shit and the mass murders in the last 10 years. I don't know, man. And maybe because we are on such a crazy time where everything is so instant,
right?
That it seems so bad. You know,
because I mean, a lot of this stuff been happening for years. Only
right?
Is now it's being captured.
Is it right? It's just being captured. So I hope the next decade, man, we could really just bring more like peace and unity and everything else to everything. Like
I want people to not measure success by what other people's success is.
Yeah, get your own success. You know what I mean? Because everybody's success looks different.
Yeah, because some people make $40,000 and they can still do the softball game and they're happy.
That's happy. Yeah.
Some people just want to paint and work at Starbucks. They're happy. That's success. And I want people to take better care of themselves too.
In 2020 and beyond.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, I think we lived through the rough part of the internet age. Like,
I mean, we made it through Trump, so I feel like we can withstand anything.
Right, because Trump really is the internet president.
Facts.
Like, he lives on the internet. Now, this is not like a Trump debate. I'm just saying, like, just think about the presidents we had a few years ago that just sent out a couple tweets.
Yeah, Trump will give you a whole update.
Yeah, like, yo, we just bombed, blah, blah, blah.
I told him not to fuck with us.
But I hit the red button anyway, and then he'll be like this, here's the video. Boop. Like,
right.
It's crazy how, we went from a non-internet president to an internet president, and now it's hard to not be an internet president to appease the masses.
Like, you have to.
Yeah, you have to be engaged.
Like I said, it's such a society.
But here's the crazy part. A lot of old people still watch the news. So that's how, like, Trump is still winning, which is crazy because there's more people on the internet than there is watching the news. But the problem is we became lazy instead of going out there and vote and then want to tweet about it.
Right.
So I actually did in 2020 and beyond, be about it. Be 10 toes down.
I got a lot of shit going on right now. My bad.
That's cool.
It's cool. We about to end the show anyway because I would like to enjoy some of this day off.
I feel you.
Facts.
Go back
and because this is the New Year's show, I'm literally going to take this laptop and upload the show today because it only makes sense.
Today. Yeah, you can't do it tomorrow.
I can't do it tomorrow.
Yo, this podcast is dated already.
I feel like this is the only one that I have to do that like that, though. Yeah. Like, because that and that's why I didn't do a Christmas one and I didn't do a Thanksgiving one for that reason because I have for it to make sense you would have to
do it
like upline it right then and there. But it's a Black Opinionated Podcast, man. I'm your boy Black. You know where to find me at everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play,
Spotify,
Pandora. No, I'm still waiting on Pandora to get back to me.
Wow, Pandora stepped the game up.
Yo, they said it could take 45 days.
For what? The failing streaming service. Before we end it, Pandora was the first streaming.
Right. Yeah, Pandora. Yeah, everybody had Pandora.
Yeah, people still have it. I don't even know how it's working no more.
It is dumb now. It's failing.
It was like Pandora, and then Spotify saw what Pandora was doing, took the same format, and just made it
better.
And it
made it way better, yeah. It's like how UPS and FedEx outbeat the post office.
Right.
The originators.
Right.
I say this all the time.
Yeah. But thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got, man. AKA TheBop. You know where to find me at. New show coming on Thursday is going to be a mashup with Purge Hangers and Wall Hangers and the light skin breakdown. My man Matt and Teddy going to be on here via Skype. Hi, yellow bastard.
He's still yellow. You know, usually with people age, you get darker.
Teddy looks like he just has walking jaundice.
As a fact. Like I don't think his family ever tested him for that. And just stuck.
Teddy looks like you ever use like Sasson or yellow seasoning and it stain your hands.
Yeah.
He looked like yellow stain seasoning.
That just never go away.
Oh, man, we love you though, Teddy.
Yeah. Happy New Year, Teddy.
Yeah, that's all I got though, man. We are out. Catch y'all next Thursday. This Thursday. Yeah. I wanted to say next week, but it'll be this Thursday.
Yo, these 2 days off are going to throw me off.
Facts. I also got this. I just want to say this real fast because we were talking about technology real quick. So I had this thing, right? It's called a Stream Deck. I can literally like I said, my computer is over there. Now, technology is effing crazy. This is a virtual switchboard. So, and this is how I've been changing the camera angles and everything the whole time. It's insane. Insane.
Before we actually needed people to be in the same room with a big behind camera.
Technology is crazy.
Before, probably in the next 10 years, none of this is probably going to be relevant. You're probably going to need like one device.
One device, and we can probably not teleport, but be holograms in people's living room. Right. That'd be dope.
That'd be dope. Think about doing a podcast in front of someone's living room and they can see you.
We on our way to holographic shows. Y'all heard it first, AKA TheBop. We out.